Well, she was the Broadmeadows boy turned supermodel who lived between two genders and took the fashion world by storm. Now, Andreja Pejić has returned home to support Jean-Paul Gaultier, the international designer who put her on the map, and to share the news that she is now officially a woman. I caught up with her yesterday in Melbourne. Andreja, for a boy from Broadmeadows, you're certainly a girl in demand.
I've always believed that I've had a female identity. It just took me 23 years to live the life I'd always wanted.
And it's 3 months since you had the full change into being a woman. How are you feeling right now?
Well, I feel more like myself than ever, and I feel very happy to be back in my hometown. And my transition has allowed me to live a truthful life and to achieve one of my biggest dreams. So it feels good.
Let's go back to the beginning, because you arrived in Australia after the war broke out in Bosnia. What do you remember of your early days living in Australia as a refugee?
When I moved to Australia, it was a time when childhood was ending, and it was sort of time to grow up and be a boy and, you know, hang out with boys and do boyish things. And none of that came naturally for me. I had to perform. I had to put on an act to sort of fit into mainstream society. But, you know, at the age of 14, I discovered who I was, and I came out to my mum, and I never looked back.
What was that like? Was that a difficult moment to tell your mum?
It was very emotional. I cried a lot. It was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do, because I felt like I was disappointing her. But she's a parent that loves her children so much that nothing could take away from that love, which is what I think every parent should be like. And she accepted me, and she's one of my biggest supporters.
So tell me about the moment when you were discovered by a model scout.
Well, I was discovered on New Year's Eve by an agent named Joseph Tenney from Chadwick's, and I was working at McDonald's. And he came in, he ordered some fries, and he gave me his card.
And did he see you as a woman or a man?
I think he just thought it was something very interesting. I think he thought that I fit the profile of a model. And you were really starting to make a name for yourself when someone called Jean-Paul Gaultier entered your life. Tell us about that. Well, Jean-Paul Gaultier was one of the first big people in fashion, and one of the first designers to use me in a really big way. And we've had some really magical moments, and I think with his help, I did something very unique, and I think he's helped my career go down in the history of fashion. So it's an honor, because he's obviously one of the most legendary designers.
Tell me, going forward, where do you see yourself in your ideal world? Where would you be in 20 years' time? What would your life look like?
It's a hard question to answer. I hope to, keep modeling for as long as I can. Obviously, there is a limited lifespan to that. I would love to, study something at university. I would love to keep sharing my story and keep inspiring others to share their own story and to achieve great things.
Falling in love?
That'd be nice too. Marriage would be great. Your kids would be amazing. I've always wanted to be a mother, so.
Finally, I know you said that for you, what would feel like success on a very real level would be if you were able to pay off your mum's mortgage. Are we close to that now?
Yes, we are. My mum has been one of my biggest supporters, as I've said, and it's been my mission to improve her life and to give back to her, and I think I'm doing that. So it's very, it's what keeps me going, I think.
Mum must be so proud.
She is. She definitely is.
Best cheekbones ever, I reckon.
Good high cheekbones.
Yes.
Beautiful.
And Andreja is making a documentary about her transition from male to female to help other young people who are in a similar situation. Now, it's a Kickstarter project that is relying on crowdfunding, so if you would like to help, all of the details are on our website.
The thing is, in this country, we have a tendency to bag ourselves about how we treat various groups. And that's rightly so sometimes. But when you look at this country and what you can do and become from nowhere.
As a refugee from Bosnia?
Whatever you want to be, you can be. And it's so glad that I think it's wonderful that we have a society now that it's much more welcoming of whatever you are.
It's to be celebrated.
Still a long way to go, but anyway, well done to her.